This is ANN News Brief.
Good morning, I am Lucy Adeyemi. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has condemned the latest spate of xenophobic attacks in the country and called on security agencies to arrest perpetrators after dozens of people, mostly Malawians and other African nationals, were forced from their homes by angry mobs last week in KwaZulu-Natal. South Africa's Minister of International Relations, Lindiwe Sisulu, and ambassadors from several African countries have met on Monday to discuss the violence. Ramaphosa said African development depends on the increased movement of people, goods and services between different countries for all to benefit. He said criminals will not be allowed to set back these processes. The United Nations has launched a multi-million US dollar plan to help Zimbabwean government address the humanitarian emergency after the disastrous cyclone Idai. Tropical cyclone entered Zimbabwe from neighboring Mozambique mid-March, causing floods and tragic losses of life and properties. The UN says at least 16,000 households in the country had been damaged. United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees has donated more than 80 tons of aid to the affected communities in Zimbabwe. The supplies have been dispatched to the Eastern Highlands, where it will assist an estimated 10,000 people.
Food need, medicine need, early elemental recovery, shelters, some of the basic water sanitation and logistic support to reach it, as well as non-food items in terms of tents, temporary accommodation, the cooking facilities.
Beyond the immediate relief, Zimbabwe also needs long-term financial support to recover from the climate-induced disaster.
182 people who had died, and we had over 300 people missing. That is a tragedy. And then we're looking at the destruction of bridges, schools, churches, the loss of livestock, basically the loss of everything that people own.
The death toll is expected to rise as more of the missing people were found among the ruins. UN says it has also launched an emergency plan for funds to avert waterborne diseases and to meet the immediate needs of those displaced by the deadly cyclone. Stay with us, to be back after this short break.
This used to be me. But that was before I got the perfect bag. It's handy and easy to use. All I need in one compact space, just like my MTN Extra Value plan. I used to get one plan for my calls and then try to remember which data plan worked for me. Roaming was a totally different ballgame. Not anymore. I've got the MTN Extra Value all-in-one plan. If you're a data buff like me, you get extra data with some talk time. And if you like to make calls, you get extra talk time with some data. And when I'm abroad, I automatically browse, chat, and call right on the same plan. MTN Extra Value was made just for me.
More of data or calls, whichever one you prefer. MTN Extra Value is made just for you.
United States President Donald Trump has extended for another year the existing 5-year-old national emergency on South Sudan. He says this is necessary because of continuous threat being posed to the United States by the South Sudan. U.S. former President Barack Obama first declared the emergency just 4 months after the country descended into civil war in April 2014. The U.S. national emergency has remained in place since then. Trump administration says the situation in South Sudan has been marked by activities that threaten the peace, security, or stability of South Sudan and the surrounding region. That's ANN News Brief. Thanks for watching. For details on these and other stories, visit our website, annafrica.net. Also join the conversation on Facebook, facebook.com/ANN Africa TV, Instagram and Twitter at ANN Africa TV. I am Lucy Adeyemi.